It's Friday the 8th of March. I've done a few things to camera, meaning to post. There was a couple of things I did last week, but I was in quite a dark mood, and I was a little bit reluctant to sort of share thoughts which might be, I don't know, perceived as being quite dark and quite angry. And then on like on Tuesday, I was back at work. I was very tired and angry. I've had time off work, and I'd hoped to sort of sift through thoughts and try to orientate myself to what's going on. But I just found myself being caught up in all this activity, and it's all so heedless, and you just feel as though you're being carried along in this sort of carrying out your function in the anthill, the termite colony that we will have our little allotted roles in. Anyway, I was kind of angry. I ended up doing something, but it was like it ended up spinning out to about 17 minutes, and I got a lot. I've expressed quite a lot of things, and in the end, though, it was just too big to send. So today, well, I'm off. That's very nice, and I'm just out and about, and so what I was, the situation, essentially, the situation is just so alarming, so dire at the moment, and I think very few people really seem to be aware of just how awful the situation is. We're all kind of aware of the various aspects of this. What do you call it? Meta-crisis. That's just that sounds particularly in a way of intellectualizing things. Meta-crisis. Big fuck up. So I sometimes express feelings like, I'd say, anxiety and grief, eco-anxiety, eco-grief, eco this and anxiety this, all kind of relating to my personal feelings, and it's so personalised, and there's a sort of hint of the pathologized about that, because it all sort of reduces, from something which is to do with society and the culture that we live in, into me as a little unit of suffering, suffering from something which carries a certain amount of stigma. I mean, it's common enough, isn't it? But it's not really about that, and I'm kind of moving away from that way of thinking about it and seeing it really about just attending to the reality and cultivating an awareness as a kind of positive thing, which I would sort of say, in common with other people, is collapse awareness. I'm aware of collapse. You can see the signs in different places, in different forms, but it's pretty clear to me, the way things are going, at this rate of change, and the complete lack of real meaningful movement, which has got to involve changes in consciousness, changes in radical ways of conceiving of ourselves. It's clear that I don't know. It's a bit facile, I suppose, maybe, to talk about 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 5 years, but 2026, God knows what that's going to be like. 2026, 2025, I don't know. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I'm just trying to enjoy what bits of normality I can glean from the current situation, even though here I'm seeing the signs of spring a little bit early. So this year, It's frightening. 2020 next year, God knows. 5 years from now? Well, what the hell? It's like, why even make that journey in your mind? And we don't usually do that anyway. But I suppose it means that the narratives are all up in the air. All the ordinary narratives are kind of slipping away. And that's bad enough for me and people in my generation, around about the same age. But you know, it's a hell of a bloody thing to think about what it means for those who are a bit younger. It's absolutely incredible. So collapse awareness, collapse awareness, I suppose, would be sort of looking at it and creating time and space to be able to hold that, to share that sense of that reality on a sort of interpersonal level, and amongst the people that we know about, so that we can be better prepared for it. Because if we don't prepare for it, if we do shut it out, then clearly it's just going to be that much worse. It's going to be that much worse. The crash, the landing is just going to be so much more worse. So I don't know what the message is there, really. Just checking in, coming out as collapse aware, and trying to sort of see what acceptance means there. And that still means that we don't know what the future is, but we need to be able to ditch so much and be able to look at things truly and see how that could prompt growth, creativity, new ways of kind of just being, sort of taking the opportunity to grow into possibly a more liberated version of ourselves. You can. I'm not angry. I don't feel angry today, so I'm just gonna stop this here because I just wanted to leave this as a check-in. Okie dokie. I'm spinning.